everybody and welcome back to Conor or Leeds TV here, and we're back with your first set of previews for the weekend. Before I get into this, there will be a link in the description below. If you like your art, you like your paintings, you like your watercolours, there's a link in the description below. If you want a gift for Valentine's Day for your other half, there's a fantastic image which is on screen now, which I know a lot of you will absolutely love. I've actually managed to get myself one. I'm absolutely buzzing with the results, and if you like the art, anything like that, to celebrate the club's centenary year, there is only 100 prints of each. Make sure you check them out, hit the link, and get yourself an absolutely stunning painting. Alongside that, guys, we are in partnership with Retro Hut. You want all your kits, your mugs, your scarves, your towels, go check those guys out. I've actually just got myself 2 mugs from Retro Hut and I'm absolutely buzzing with them. So as you can see, I'm shafting money out, which I do not have. But anyway, let's get on to it. Nottingham Forest. Wow, well, this game has been taken up a level or 5. It is a huge game for Leeds United. A massive game where we have to bounce back for me and get all 3 points. Similarly to Nottingham Forest, or Notts Forest as they like being called. Nottingham Forest, 4th in the form table, on much better form than Leeds United at this moment in time. A massive win the other day, the other week, away at Brentford. A huge win. I don't think you'll get many teams going down to Griffin Park and doing that sort of thing to Brentford, you know, coming away, not conceding at Griffin Park and managing to get a 1-0 win there. Absolutely huge. Matty Cash, for me, has been the standout player. You know, he is absolutely fantastic. Every time I watch Quest, anytime I've seen Forest on Sky, he's absolutely bombing up and down that right-hand side. Obviously converted into sort of a right-back, right-wing-back for Forest in the recent times. He's been absolutely fantastic and arguably their player of the season so far. Getting serious interest from AC Milan and other clubs, obviously West Ham being involved as well. So he's a key player, especially on that right side, bombing up and down, defensively very astute as well. So he's definitely someone who Leeds need to look out for, in my personal opinion. Definitely been one of their best players this season. Joe Lolly, 7 goals this season, 5 assists, a really good tally for Lolly. He's coming back into his own again, isn't he? He's coming back into his own. He's looking as dangerous as he ever has. He can operate on the left, operate on the right. So are Forest going to mix it up? Are they going to change him and Amiobi on separate wings? I don't know what they're going to do there, but you know, they've got talent all throughout this Forest squad, and it really is just whether or not it's going to click into place for them. Now, the biggest one for me is Samba Sow. Now, he is an absolute monster. An absolute monster. I don't know how tall he is. If you're a Forest fan, put it in the comment section below. But I think he's absolutely fantastic. Nottingham Forest answer to Patrick Vieira. Physical, dominant in the air. And he's got a real nous about him, a real class about him when he's on the ball. He is one player who I'm very worried about, because currently they've been playing Yates in that defensive role alongside Watson. So as soon as Yates, for me, comes out of that midfield and Sal goes back in, Forest look very, very good. And I'm not saying they haven't been good so far, but I think that midfield solidarity, a little bit like us without Calvin Phillips, when Sal is back there, they seem to shore up. They're an excellent outfit when he's there. He just gives them that defensive stability. I've just seen a tweet from Nottingham Forest about an hour ago, and it just said back in training, and it was a picture of Sal. So of course he's probably going to be back for this Leeds United game. But you know, to get to the Premier League, you have to beat the best, and if he's going to be playing, we need to deal with that. But for me, he has just been, I mean, he's been absolutely phenomenal, and arguably Forest's best player this season, alongside the other 2 I've already spoken about. Their sort of main threat is Lewis Graben, obviously 16 goals this season. 32 years of age, wherever he has been, Norwich, wherever, Sunderland even, he scores goals everywhere. Scored against us earlier on this season in that goal-mouth scramble, and he's just a bagsman, isn't he? I don't, you know, even in that Sunderland documentary, you sort of saw his attitude and all this sort of stuff, but it doesn't matter. I don't care if he gets you goals. I couldn't care if he's got an attitude problem. It does not bother me. And I've always liked Graben, always jolly on the spot. He's absolutely ruthless, something we don't have. We don't have a ruthless finisher. But the big thing that I wanted to focus on as well is going to be the midfield battle. This is where Leeds may struggle. Last time we played Forest, we had Forshaw, We had Phillips in our ranks in that middle, and we were able to control Thiago Silva, who plays in the centre attacking midfield role relatively well. You know, Phillips could concentrate on keeping Thiago Silva quiet. It broke the lines off between Silva and Graben. Alongside that, that meant that Forshaw was able to stay in that sort of centre park and be composed, move the ball from left to right, go forward, and find that line between Forshaw, Click, and Patrick Bamford. And the amount of chances we created and the balance we had across the squad was the best it's been this season. When we have Forshaw, Phillips, and Click in that midfield, I just think, you know, we're absolutely unplayable in that midfield. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen often enough, which is down to Forshaw's fitness. And now I'm a little bit worried that he's going to set up with Dallas. We're probably going to go to a little bit of a 4-1-4-1. We're going to set up with Dallas, and then we've got Pablo maybe in the 10. I don't like that. I don't like Pablo in the 10. And then we've obviously got Click. Now, they are two attacking players. In this last game, obviously what I was talking to you about with Forest, we had Forshaw, we had Phillips, and then we let Click have the reins a little bit. Obviously, Pablo would have been on the right then. He scored in that game as well, because that's where you see the best of Pablo. It really is. But yeah, I just think we're going to look we're going to look a lot more attacking in that midfield, and we're going to be exposed to a lot of counter-attacks because Dallas, it's not his natural position even. I'd be worried even if it was just Phillips in there, because I think he needs a little bit of balance with someone else who can help out defensively. We've not seen Leeds get hold of the game in midfield, for me, for about 2 months now. I seriously think we're missing Forshaw. In this reverse game, he was superb. He was absolutely brilliant. Him and Phillips were phenomenal, and we were so unlucky to get out of that game with the draw. We battered them, absolutely battered them, and that was the first indication of, wow, you know, we look very good this year again. So this is set before the press conference, so I'm not sure if Douglas is going to be fit. I highly doubt it, because, I mean, I think Douglas is just so unfit all the time, so hopefully he is back. But I would like to stick Douglas in there, because I think now we're going to have composure in the ranks against Forest, because they're going to come at us down the wing. They're arguably stronger down the wings, putting the ball into the box, and I think we're going to have composure and solidarity there. I would be sticking Douglas in there instead of Alioski all day of the week, especially away from home. You know exactly what Alioski's going to do. He's going to go on a roaming run, get caught out, and then, you know, they're going to be in, and we don't want them to get in because they've got a lot of clinical nature in the final third. Now we're going to move on to set pieces, which I know we all love to talk about. Forest, in every 4 goals they score, 1 of them is from a set piece, which is a pretty staggering statistic. You know, they're absolutely phenomenal from set pieces. Joe Worrell is a monster in the air. Obviously at Rangers last season, stands at about 6'3", 6'4". They've got Dawson as a utility man potentially on the bench. They've got Figueroa. It's going to be another game for Leeds where we've got to be on point with it, and I don't know how we do that, because I've said multiple times you can't teach height. So that's where the keeper's got to be domineering, the keeper's got to be confident, the keeper's got to come and collect balls. It's a massive game for Kiko against Forest. He's got to use his height and his reach to be able to come and claim for balls, because we're just not tall enough. Patrick Bamford being at that front post, I hate that. I hate that. Patrick Bamford should not be on the front post. The reason for that is essentially because he's one of our biggest players. What is he, 6'1", 6'2"? I think he's bigger than Cooper. I think he's bigger than Ben White. So our centre forward is our tallest player. In that case, and he's got a little bit of physicality about him this year. He needs to be marking a Worrell. He needs to be marking a Figueroa. He needs to be marking a Sal. And I'd be much more confident if Patrick Bamford was defending a corner and he was marking someone like a Samba Sal, you know, because he's got that physicality as well. He's good in the air. And that's what, you know, the likes of Dion Dublin used to do, the likes of Didier Drogba used to do. We need him in there. Having him on the front post is a waste, and I do not know what they're doing in training to defend corners or even to attack them. But, you know, if we're not going to do that, and I doubt we will change, because we just keep going on with the same remit, we just keep doing the same things, and whilst it's been successful, in my opinion, there needs to be a couple of tweaks there to make us that finished article. But a lot of people are saying, well, put, you know, players on the posts. I don't think that we can't do that. We can't put players on the posts, because sometimes, let's say if Forest are putting 5 of their giants in the box, we might need 2 players for let's say a Samba Sal. We need 2 players on a Samba Sal. We might need 2 players on a Worrell. So we can't afford to put players on the post, because we're not big enough. We're not physically imposing enough to put a player on a player. It has to be maybe 2 players on a player. Where can Leeds hurt Nottingham Forest? Well, we can hurt them with the dominance in play. You know, we saw last time how dominant we were from moment one. Obviously, Forest did a Wigan and scrapped a goal in against the run of play like every other team seems to be doing at this moment in time. I do thoroughly believe we can beat this Forest side. I think they are leaky at the back, they can concede, and I'm not 100% sure they're great when teams are going at them. I don't think they've been dominated by a team since they've played Leeds United. From watching Forest, I think they've done okay against the top teams, but I think they got a real shock when it came to Leeds United. And I think if we take our chances, which is the big thing, it's a huge thing as taking our chances. Costa, Harrison needs to chip in with goals, but ultimately Patrick Bamford is our marksman. That's why he was bought for 7 million. That is why he's paid 35 grand a week. The weight of that Leeds United shirt is massive. Mark Viduka, Lee Chapman, Jermaine Beckford, Chris Wood of recent times. The ones who have been the focal point, not necessarily the number 9 shirt exactly, but the people who've worn that striker and taken that striker mantle, should I say, have been big players, and they've taken the responsibility. You've got the weight of a city on your shoulders. Have 5 chances, at least put 2 of them away. His conversion rate for me this season hasn't been good enough. QPR several pullbacks and he's missed. West Ham, Sheffield Wednesday, the exact same. Then you look at Preston earlier on in the season, the exact same. Cardiff missing chances. These chances need to be put away, at least 2 out of 5, so we can then build, we can get confident. The team need confidence in their striker. The team are currently feeling it, you can tell. So that's what I think. I think ultimately out of the game, I do think we can win the game, but I'm going to go in my head. I'm going to go with a 2-2. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure you check out the links that I spoke about at the start. Some really great art down there that you'll see in the link, and also a retro hut that I have mentioned. You will see the lads' previews out very soon, probably tomorrow. Make sure you like the video, comment, and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in a bit.